Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Terry Hansen here, back with you once again on Traveling with Terry. As I go from my home to the office each and every single morning, spend a couple of minutes with you sharing some insights that'll help you as a trailblazer, whether you are an entrepreneur, a business leader, a salesperson, a marketer, customer service representative, anybody working it hard in your business to blaze new trails, to take your companies to the next level, serve your customers, and really live your happiest and best and most satisfied life. I enjoy my time each and every single morning with you. However, it's been a little quiet the last couple of days, primarily because my wife and I disappeared to San Diego for the last several days to celebrate our 21st wedding anniversary. Today is March 3rd, and it was 21 years ago today that my beautiful bride and I got married here in Idaho Falls. And man, what a journey we have been on. What an experience it has been. 21 years seems like a really long time. And anyway, I had some thoughts I wanted to share with you from our trip that we took to San Diego. Both of us have passports, and so we dipped into Mexico to go get some authentic tacos and have some fun down at the beaches there. And I wanted to share a couple of really interesting insights that I gained from visiting Mexico and seeing some of the things that I saw there, and relate that back to the work that you and I are doing, again, as salespeople, as entrepreneurs, as business leaders, as marketers, and some lessons that we can learn. And hopefully by the time I arrive at the office, you'll have some takeaways that'll help you this week implement some of the things that you're doing and just take your business to the next level. So let me share with you a couple of quick stories, and then again relate that back to some lessons that I think we all can use as trailblazers in our company. So my wife and I took off on Thursday this last week, and we flew to San Diego. And when as soon as we arrived, we picked up our rental car, and we got some specialized Mexican insurance that allowed us to take a rental car into Mexico, and we just made a beeline straight for the border. We had never really crossed over to the border before. I hadn't really had kind of any sort of border experience before, but getting from the United States into Mexico was super, super easy. You just drive right through. You go through some checkpoints, they take some pictures, I think, but by and large, you just drive right through. Pretty slick and easy. Coming back is a different story, but anyway, that was interesting. So we drove through Tijuana and hit the coast, and just drove straight south from Tijuana. Drove, 30 minutes or so, not very far, down into Rosarito, small little tourist town there, and hung out on the beaches there, and collected a bunch of sand dollars and some frosted glass, found some shells, walked along the beach. Now, coming from Idaho, where right now there's snow all over the ground, and it's freezing cold, and it's been kind of a long winter that way. There was something pretty wonderful and magical about getting onto a beach down in Mexico and feeling the warm sun beat on us, and walk hand in hand along the beach and look for shells. That was the most wonderful thing in the world. So it was awesome. We finished up after several hours down there in Rosarito, Mexico. We jumped in the car, grabbed some food, grabbed some souvenirs, and headed back up to San Diego. And on our way back up, we had a couple of interesting experiences that I'll share with you. But one of the experiences that we had on the beach is, as we kind of finished up on the beach and we were walking back up to our vehicle, there was probably an 11-year-old boy who approached us, and he had this big kind of plastic bag full of kind of crackery treats, and I'm forgetting what they're called. I can't remember what they were called, but anyway, they're kind of like these pork rind type chips made out of flour or something that were baked. Anyway, he approached us and said, "Hey, do you want to buy these?" And I speak some Spanish, so I was jabbering away with him, and I asked him how much it was. He told me, and so we bought a little bag of these treats right there on the beach. And as we took a picture with him, his name was Emmanuel. And as we said goodbye, and he took off down the beach and kept on going. And I thought, 11 years old, and he's got this bag, and he's out on the beach hustling. He's out there hustling and selling. Now, I don't know he or his family's situation or circumstance, but I was really impressed that as an 11-year-old, he's out. There wasn't, first off, very many people on the beach. It was pretty quiet. And so, but here he is out on the beach hustling, selling his wares and roaming up and down, trying to make a couple of, 10 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, whatever it was per bag that he made. And I asked him, did you make these or did your mom help you? And he said, oh, my mom helped me. So I got to believe that, that was kind of a little bit of a family business. So anyway, the family that working together to make some money together, and the boys' route or the boys' territory was to go hit the beach for a couple hours that morning. Anyway, so as we finished up at the beach again, jumped in the car, got some food, got some souvenirs, and then we needed to get back. And so as we headed back, driving through kind of the central part there, instead of going up by the coast there towards San Diego, we kind of headed straight through Tijuana, etc. And as we drove through Tijuana, I was just astounded and just amazed at what I saw there. Here in the States, our roadways and our walkways are relatively clean. Garbage is picked up, and we do our very best to try to keep the place looking pretty well. Down in Tijuana and some of those central parts there, not so much. You could note plenty of garbage, lots of broken concrete, lots of rubble, lots of rubbish kind of scattered around. And the good people down there, that was really not something that in from their perspective they cared a whole lot about. They didn't really care about presentation or care about that sort of thing. There were other things that were a higher priority, to them. And as we kept driving along, I noticed several little shops and little buildings where people would sell things. And the other thing that caught my attention is row after row. For these good people down there hustling and selling, they didn't need strip malls. They don't need fancy stores or fancy buildings or fancy malls to sell their products and services. They don't need any of that sort of thing. Really, all they need is a table, a cooler full of something, and a sign that's handmade, and they're in business. And they can pick anywhere on the side of the road that they want to. And it doesn't matter if there's a hillside or if there's a ditch. It doesn't matter if it's in traffic or not in traffic. They can just park their table anywhere that they want to, and they start selling. And it wasn't just one person. It was tons and tons of people. And these little tiendas, the little shops that they have, they're not much to look at. They're not fancy. They're not glamorous. But the crafts that they sell, the food that they sell, the drinks that they sell, the art that they sell, the souvenirs that they sell, the trinkets that they sell. Doesn't matter what it is. Everybody's kind of got their thing, but they're out there hustling every single day, and they're just taking advantage of opportunities wherever they can see it and find it. Presentation doesn't matter. Looks and fanciness doesn't matter. Brand doesn't matter. Marketing message doesn't matter. What matters to them is hustle. It matters about where the location is, where the opportunity is, and about hard work. That's ultimately what matters to them. Hard work, location, what you're selling, your ability to sell, those are kind of their core tenets. But again, brand, image, message, presentation, style, design, none of that is really important to them. Totally secondary. So I was just shocked and amazed by everything that I saw there. So anyways, we finally get to the border. I was in for the biggest treat of all. Now, I don't know how many of you have been south of the border and spent some time down there, but then come back through customs. This was my first time. It was about an hour to an hour and a half wait for us as they go car by car, check your passports, have the dogs sniff around your vehicle, see if there's anything illegal going on. And finally, once you pass inspection, then you're able to go through. But there's quite a wait there as you pull up to the border crossing and have to go through border patrol. Now, these good hustling, hardworking Mexicans, these good hardworking people, they see an opportunity to take care of their families, to make some money. So as you park in these long lines for hours waiting to get across the border, they will walk up and down and they will try to sell you anything and everything that you could possibly imagine. And we had some leftover money, and I am happy to say I gave every single dollar away, buying various things from bracelets to necklaces to authentic horchata to some other treats and some goodies and snacks, some churros that I bought. And anyway, a couple of the other things that I noticed there, and then I'll finish up and apply this to your and my work here as trailblazers back here in the States. So a couple of things that were kind of shocking again. A number of kids, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old boys were out there. They had squirt bottles, they had squeegees, and they'd come up and they'd squirt water on your window and they'd start washing your window, and then of course expect to be paid. And again, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-old boys out there hustling, probably not for themselves, but probably for their families. Money that they collect goes into the family pot at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, mom and dad count it up, and that's where the food comes from. And I just tipped my hat. And my wife even made a comment. She said, good for them, good for them. And she recognized, as well as I recognized, how team-oriented and how family-oriented the good Mexican people are, and how everybody works together on the team. Nobody's exempt. And even I saw probably a 14-year-old girl out there selling. And there wasn't anything interesting about her age, but what's interesting is right in front of her, she had this little newborn baby. I felt really bad for her that she was such a young mom at that. All right, I think we're back. I think we had a little interruption there in the broadcast. But I felt bad that such a young mom would be out there hustling as well. But then I had to tip my hat at her. No excuse. I'm too young. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have any skills. I'm a mother. I've got a baby to tend to. No, sorry. No excuse there. She was out there hustling as well, selling gum, car to car, and smiling just as nice and as pretty as she could to sell her wares. I also saw these handicapped or these crippled individuals. I saw one guy on crutches, his foot mangled up really, really bad, open wounds, kind of flies buzzing around. He's out there selling. Nope, no excuse for injured or wounded. Out there busting his tail, working hard. I saw another guy who just with one leg hobbling around. I saw another older gentleman in a wheelchair. I saw a super, super old guy wheeling around in a wheelchair, and a younger guy pushing him around. It does not matter your situation or your circumstance. If you are hungry, if you've got bills to pay, if you want to put food on your table, you've got to go hustle. You've got to work. You don't have any excuses. It doesn't matter if you're old. It doesn't matter if you're young. It doesn't matter if you're healthy. It doesn't matter if you're sick. It doesn't matter if you're in good shape or if you're in bad shape. It doesn't matter what your situation is. You've got to hustle, right? It's a matter of life or death. And I think about sometimes our culture here in the United States, us as managers, business owners, salespeople, we've got a lot of privilege. We've got a lot of kind of posh living. And sometimes we get a little picky. Sometimes we start getting a little fussy, and we start saying, well, if my company, if I don't have a perfect logo designed, I can't sell my products yet. I'm not going to go to market. Or if I don't have a good looking website, then or a good looking business card, or if I don't have, the right kind of office, or if I don't have the name, picked out for my business, or if I don't have the perfect product, then I'm not going to sell yet. These good people down there in Mexico, they don't care about any of that. They don't care about brand. They don't care about message. They don't care about, top quality product. They don't care about how they look. They don't care about any of that. They don't care. All they care about is putting food on their table and doing whatever they can to take advantage of opportunities and situations to sell their products and services. And I really appreciated that lesson. I think that's one of the core lessons that I walked away with from our trip to Mexico together was if we are in business and if we are after providing for our families and achieving our goals, we've got to ditch the excuses. We've got to ditch the stories. We've got to ditch the some of the fluffy things that that we think are really important that truly aren't. And at the end of the day, we just go to market. We just sell. We wake up, we get to business. we hustle, we grind, we take good care of our customers, and we make a good living. And so anyway, just being down there in Mexico reminded me of how unimportant so many things are in business and in marketing and sales. There's a lot of it that's frankly just fluff. And if we will know our market, know our customers, if we'll go to where our customers are congregated and grouped together at the border, for example, for them, and we will just work and hustle, we'll make money and we'll do a good job. And we can go to bed at night feeling good that we put in a full day's work, that we sold well, we got the job done, and that the next day we're going to rinse and we're going to repeat and get back together. So anyway, lesson learned. One of the lessons learned from my my wonderful trip to San Diego and to Mexico with my wife, celebrating our 21st anniversary, which again is today, March 3rd, our 21st anniversary, was the importance of hustle. And don't be so concerned about the opinions and judgments of other people. Who cares if there's garbage all over the ground? Who cares if there's, dirty kids out there, selling stuff? Who cares what you think about me? I'm after making some money. This is about something bigger and more important. Swallow your pride. Forget what people think. Who cares about the judgments and the criticisms of others? Just move on and take care of you and your family and get the job done. So anyway, powerful lesson from a powerful group of people who've weathered so many storms, and they just get it done. They just get it done. Doesn't have to look sexy or fancy or got a lot of sizzle to it. They just get it done. So I tip my hat to the hardworking people. There's some good lessons to be learned there. So anyway, on this beautiful Wednesday morning here back in Southeast Idaho, unfortunately, back in the cold and snow. Hope you guys are having a great morning and you get the day off. Get the day started off well. So keep up the good work, and we'll be back together with you again tomorrow. See you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for watching. Did you know every company out there has what we call digital marketing blind spots? These are simple, hidden opportunities for growing and improving your marketing that most of the time people miss. Go to www.arcanemarketing.com and take advantage of our Rise and Ignite digital marketing analysis. It's 100% free to get fresh new insights and ideas to make what you're already doing that much better in 2021.